Except dice now.
Except dice.
Where's my token?
Oops. What is happening? It's not letting me draw.
Hey! I didn't even have a chance to flip it.
Are you on the right
Bum, bum,
level?
bum. Let's see if this works.
Bum bum bum.
Okay,
Muffin.
I see what's happening. So apparently, if you draw off the screen, it deletes your drawing.
Your face deletes your drawing.
Ayo!
Yeah, that was just bad.
And you guys are, some of you are giant. One of you is giant.
Ooh, I can be giant.
Dibs.
Well-
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole thing?
So, hey, Brian.
Yep.
You're gonna hate me when I get to level 5. By the way,
Why?
I will summon 8 wolves.
At least,
I'm not even joking.
Every one of them needs to look different.
at least now I know. And,
Actually, I think Cory's been working on that.
It's going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, except wolves.
Come on, I
Seven
gave him a
Dwarf.
bunch of, I gave him a bunch of tokens, so he should be good.
all right.
Snow White and the Seven Wolves.
So, due to the joy of random encounters, I did not prepare any of these because I was like, I don't know what'll happen. So, what you have as you guys are riding down the road on the third day, it's about halfway through your ride, you see a wagon on the left that has been kind of run off the road. One of the wheels is broken. And there's a merchant kind of standing in the road. I'm going to draw some random 2 horses. And then there are 3 guards kind of scattered about him, keeping watch. How would you guys like to approach the merchant?
Hey, Keithan,
Yeah.
mount up.
Okay, I'm going to get off my mount and pass him back to the wagon. My donkey's pretty good at standing still, as the horse is. And I'm going to grab my saddle and prepare to put it on Aranor.
Okay.
Aranor shifts into a warhorse and would really like control of his token.
Do you not have control of it?
Not
No.
really.
I dragged all of them off the thing.
Make sure they're not on the map layer.
Oh, they're on the map layer.
Yeah, I just realized.
So I'm going to move them to the token layer.
The token layer.
Yay!
So you guys should now have control of your...
Woohoo!
And I mean, you can see these guys quite a ways out. So you know you're probably about 200 feet out when you see them initially.
200 feet. Says 60.
Because I didn't make a giant map.
I send Ignatius out to listen in since he can speak common.
Okay. So essentially, you know, he gets there, and one of the guards is just like, you know, lift up the wagon and we can put the wheel back on. Well, another guard is like, you're an idiot. Clearly the wheel is broken. We need to get a new wheel. And they're just essentially arguing about that. While the other guards are looking about, trying to keep watch in case anything comes towards them dangerous.
So I will tell the party, wait here. I shall go make sure this is clear up ahead.
All right.
Okay. Have Ignatius report back to me, and then when I'm convinced that there's nothing going on so far, I just have him keep watch while what is your guy's name again? Keithan.
Yep.
Goes to do his thing. So if something goes south, he can at least aid another for Keithan.
Sounds good.
Why do I not have... Let me give this to Vendetta. Okay, so Aranor has become a warhorse, and Keithan has saddled him.
Not to sound completely dirty, but I mount Aranor.
Keithan...
Oh, I think you've been waiting all week to say it.
I may have been.
Keithan mounts Aranor in the form of a soldier mounting a horse. That's not making it any better. So what would you? How do you guys proceed?
Awkwardly.
Give them some privacy and back up.
We will do a nice little gallop up to there.
Okay.
And when I get up there, I'll hail them and say, "Ho!
Give me
You
20
guys
feet
look
back.
like you are having some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything we can assist with?"
So the guards all kind of approach the front as you're riding up towards them. The merchant kind of staying in the back. You know, one of the guards waves you down. He's just like, "May we ask your business on the road, friend?"
We are traveling to El Terrell. May we ask what your business is?
We too are traveling. We have some merchandise that we hopefully would like to eventually get to Baldur's Gate. We hope to find the traders from Eltrawell to take us there.
It's a whole wagon full of studded leather armor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Knew it.
What kind of wares are you
Peddling.
if you do not mind me asking?
Oh, by no means. I am a seller of fine jade and a few other stones, well carved and polished.
Do you have any interest in soapstone and whatever the other three were that Gabe said?
The horse shakes its head and starts pawing the ground.
My noble steed is getting anxious. Please, do not worry about him. He will stay calm.
It's a mighty fine horse there. What breed is it, if I may ask? I don't recognize the markings.
It is a marbled rye breed.
He just kind of nods and he's like, I'm not familiar with the marbled rye, but
It is an exotic horse from the east.
oh well, it's a
I'm going to interject, saying, "I am a pure breed," and it comes out.
That is my horse agreeing with me.
Buck the rider.
Now we just need to give Gabe a whole bunch of peanut butter so he can make him say other things. Doesn't somebody have ventriloquism?
Gabe, selfie stick.
Okay, the war horse rears up on its hind legs and starts basically throwing its front hooves in the air.
And I will throw my fist up in the air and make it look like I'm taking a selfie.
Okay, so no perspective on this camera. So I can honestly say this is something I never expected selfies to be taken in D&D.
It's meant to be used as an intimidation technique. So
yeah,
and demoralizing for our allies.
yeah. So I mean, clearly as the horse and you are having this odd back and forth, The two front, two of the guards kind of step towards the front of you, and each kind of brandish their spears in front of them, and they're like, "All right, so what have you? Would you just like to pass, or are you seeking to harm us?"
No, by no means. We're actually just making sure that you do not wish to harm us. We have a caravan of people as well, and we are heading to El Terrell. And you were in the roadway, seeming to be having some problems, and we would like to pass if that is okay, or maybe provide assistance if you are willing.
Yeah. The merchant kind of steps forward, and he's just like, "Calm down, men. Calm down. I'm sure no harm is meant by these friends. I'm sorry. My guards are just men that I hired. I trust they mean you no harm, unless you mean us harm in return. But yes, as you can see, my wagon broke a wheel, and we have no means of repairing it. I don't have any extra wheels. Is there any way, by chance, you guys could mend it for us?"
I contemplate. Do I know any of my spellcasters have mending?
Nope.
Yeah, that's not my
You
thing.
know?
That's definitely not my thing.
Does my warhorse have it?
All of a sudden, your saddle shrinks down.
Sorry. My bad. My horse is also a person.
The old marbled rye.
Are you unwild shaping?
Yes, I am unwild
Okay.
shaping and shaking off that saddle.
I will wave for our allies to come closer and to bring my horse.
And as you bear down, the other two guards step up as well with their spears in front. Kind of, what madness is this? What horse is a man?
Ah, the horse was not the man, but the man was the horse.
They all have a puzzled expression.
I was about to yell Trogdor.
I'll continue walking with my hands just kind of spread out to the side. Allow me to assist with your wheel. I can get you back on the road much faster than you will trying to prop it up and fix it yourselves.
Oh, well, I mean, if you can help us, please do. We are in distress. We would like to get back on the road and to sell my wares as soon as possible.
Excellent. Now, I will attempt to pass by the guards as
I was going to
best
throw
as
you guys
possible.
up there because that's where you probably are.
And I will cast Mending on the wheel.
Yep. So I mean, the merchant encourages his guards to let you through, and mending, I believe, is pretty much an instant cast. There's no rules or anything.
It's 5 minutes.
But like
Or 1 minute.
yeah,
1 minute.
But like you don't have to roll for it or anything. I don't think.
Correct. Yeah, it's like a minute to start mending.
Yep. So I mean, you do your thing, and they all kind of watch in awe. You can tell that they're town folk, most of whom have probably never seen magic actually applied before. One of the guards kind of steps forward and is just like, "What kind of sorcery is this?"
It's not sorcery, as a matter of fact. It's merely the spirits guiding us and getting you on your way.
And pyro tricks, and I pull out my kazoo and start juggling.
So I mean, as you guys are all doing this, one of the guards steps forward with a spear, and he is just like, "So you are devils then?"
Oh, I really want to say, not all of us.
I step forward and
That's probably about the every time that I scroll up.
I step forward and launch some fireworks in the air using prestidigitation and say, "Not quite, lad. We are in fact a traveling band of circus performers."
And a brewery and publishing company.
And a brewery and publishing company. And I do a long sweeping bow. Of course, I'm very short, so it doesn't take that long.
I start to distance myself.
I go to the wagon and start giving out flyers for the brewing company.
They gladly accept your flyers. It's
And
like,
I have little sample jars as well I will pass out.
okay.
I start doing balloon tricks and things with prestidigitation.
As all of this is going down, they clearly are quite intrigued. At which point, finally the merchant is like, well, we could use entertainment and aid such as what you have. Would you be willing to join us on the journey the rest of the way? As far as where did you say you're going to? Eltron? Eltaban? Elcron?
Elturel, yes.
Elturel, the land of the light.
Better than Alderaan.
Sure.
That's too soon.
I will have to check with my compatriots here before we make a decision. But I'm sure we might be able to strike some kind of a deal.
Okay. Yep, he's like, well, we would like to be back on the road within a few minutes here, if you don't mind. You can join us, or you can walk ahead or behind, whatever you desire, but we will be heading north.
For future use, I have added Gabe.
All right. Fantastic.
Ah, that's great.
So I'll gather up the compatriots here and ask what they say on the matter.
Why not, right?
Just shake my head and go along with it.
If anything else, it gives us 4 more people. Let's just keep an eye on them, I guess.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I say we also throw a couple blankets over the egg.
Yeah.
Even though it is an Easter egg, I don't know how long my good rolls will last.
Who among us is good at insight? Is there any way to tell if some of the guards are on the up and up? It seems like they're a bit skittish.
Yeah,
I rolled insight a while back for that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Just hadn't gotten around to asking about it.
Yep. Let me fix my map. Fixed. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, as you're looking at the insight, you guys can quite simply. I'm trying to see your roll. I think it was a 10, right?
Yeah.
So Aranor, he's fairly certain that these guards, they're not up to anything, and they're not to be suspicious of per se, but they clearly are from a small town. They haven't gone far from their home before. They haven't seen magic. They're intrigued and worried at the world about them.
They have a wagon that's carrying their wares.
Yep. So there's a kind of a covered wagon.
So when the opportunity arises, I'll just have Ignatius verify that they're carrying what they say they are.
Yep. So meanwhile, the rest of you guys are discussing what Keithan was telling you. Ignatius could easily pop in and see that there's quite a few open crates full of fancy stone carvings, mostly of things such as like nature items, things like trees and the like.
Hey, Vendetta, can you give anything that can maybe disguise the egg a little more beyond just covering it up? Does your minor illusion help with that?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I could put an illusion over it.
Yeah.
It would take a lot to keep it up, I think.
Well, if you can just keep an eye on if anybody's going to be heading back there, kind of make sure that you're there with them.
Yeah.
And then only cast it when we have to.
Yep, I can do that.
Cool.
You can make it look like a table or something.
A round table. The round table.
Yes.
There you go.
For 4 people Twidget size.
And you can all be knights.
Or if I'm not very creative, I just make it look like an egg. But
Nice.
this big.
Small
Just
You just make a giant
use
sign
it.
over it that says "Not Dragon."
I do have a disguise kit, but it'd probably take some time to create something.
All right. So do you guys agree to take these or to follow
Yeah.
with these men to the north?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do some more random rolls.
Hey, Brian.
Yep.
As we're doing that and I'm back on my horse, I will ritualize detect magic
Okay.
and just casually be making my way among them kind of just talking to them, but really you know what I'm looking for.
Yep. So, I mean, as the way they form up in the front of their wagon, the merchant sits holding the reins of the 2 horses. 2 of the guards kind of sit on these raised booths in the back. And then one of them walks in the front with the horse, while the other one walks near the back, trying to get as much of a scan of the area as possible. You can tell they definitely take their job a bit too seriously. You know, and you're like, this area doesn't seem like it's hopping with bandits, but they are clearly on edge. As you are ritualing, no magic is pinging off them as you walk around them, although they all kind of look at you weird. A few of them kind of... none of them address you, but they watch you as you are walking. Slightly suspicious of your motives.
That's okay. I won't offer any kind of explanation.
I just imagine the Despicable Me 2 where he's walking around the store just kind of like... Meanwhile, me.
For summoning a... what-you-call-it? Now I can't think of the word. Familiar? Could you customize what you wanted to summon? I don't know what the rules are. Because I want to make a wizard now that has a minion familiar. That's
Technically no, but you could house rule it, yeah. Thematically change it.
That's my new goal, is I want to do that. And he only speaks minion. And so I'd have to speak minion to them. Okay.
You know that that's actually, they are imps, and that's actually infernal that they're speaking.
Never watched the movie the same. Okay, so anyways, after the first night, you know, you guys kind of like set up camp, you know, and they invite you to join them around a small fire that they've set. You know, they pitch some small tents here and out, and they're like, you know, we keep 2 guards up at night. We don't know what your guys' trend is, but we believe in safety more than anything else. And we have another horse.
That will be my horse.
Okay. Is there anything you guys would like to do at the campfire, or do you just want to call it a night and see what happens?
I will tell them tales and share some ales.
Tales and Ales.
Yep.
That'd be a great name for a tavern.
Got it.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do besides share stories around a fire?
Nope.
All right, so the night passes uneventfully. You know, you're like, the great DM in the sky clearly is not rolling the right numbers for random encounters. And the next morning, you guys continue. And about halfway through the next day's journey, you see a sign that points to the left, you know, to the west, saying Berdusk, you know, 20 miles that direction. And then to the north, it has kind of like pointing northeast, there's another arrow, and it says, you know, Airtruel, 30 miles. That is a total lie. What's 200 divided by 6? It's about 30. Yeah, 33. So it's kind of like Eltruel, 33 miles this way, Berdusk, kind of 20 miles this way. The merchants are like, we think we're going to head southwest here to Berdusk, see if we can make some quick sales before heading the rest of the way. Do you desire to keep coming with us, or what is your plan?
No, we're in dire need to make our way up to Elturel, so we will bid you farewell.
Okay.
In the morning.
Yep. All right. So they kind of that next morning, you know, they head off that way. You guys can continue on your way to Eltruel, and all right, and nothing happens as you guys arrive at Eltruel. You know, fairly quickly setting out on this day, you see up in the sky what the man referred to as the second sun. There's a giant orb. You know, it looks to be fairly high off in the distance, but it's kind of illuminating everything, and you can tell that, you know, like anything in this area lightly stays light day round. Even when the sun goes down, this orb still keeps everything in near sunlight.
I assume that's some kind of arcane.
Yeah, you can tell it's clearly some form of magic. It's not like there's not a sun. It's something else there. As you guys approach the city, you can tell that just off the city there's a river flowing past. It's a much larger city than Greenest, but nowhere near the magnitude of, say, a Baldur's Gate or a Neverwinter. As you approach, there's a few guards at the gate who just kind of wave you down, and they're like, "Good sirs, what's your business in the city this day?"
We are looking for a man, well, half elf, Leosin Erlanthar.
Leosin. The guard kind of looks over somewhere, and you kind of see him signing and calling someone else, and he back. He goes, I don't know any of the names of the local monks. I know there's a cleric that leads an order here.
Who said anything about a monk? You're not telling us something.
Oh, sorry, I thought you specified he was a monk.
I don't think I did.
Okay, if you did not specify he was a monk, then he's just like, yeah, we don't know anything about a Leosin.
Okay.
We have plenty of people who come in and out of the gates. We clearly don't keep tabs on every one of them.
Ignatius sees who he's talking to.
He can tell that there are a few other guards on the other side of the gate, just kind of sitting around a table, drinking water, eating bread.
Okay.
Not up to anything.
I'll ask the guard, what kind of stores do they have in the city?
I mean, your typical shops, feed, weapons, armor, plenty of taverns, jewelry, general.
Do they have like a traveler center?
Oh yes, there is a trade post on the northern edge of town.
That might be a good place to go.
Yes, I believe it is Tully's Trade. So.
And then where is the nearest inn and stables?
If you want to stay near Tully's, there's an inn nearby. I'm not familiar with the name of the inn, I'm afraid. Tully surely could point you in the right direction. And I believe that same inn has some stables attached to it, but I could be mistaken.
Very well. We will investigate that.
All right. And he's like, welcome to El Truel. We wish you well on your journey, and we hope your stay is a fine one.
Do they do a musical number?
They do not, but you could tell if there was some form of kazoo accompaniment or something that
okay.
They would have been much more inclined.
Well, we'll continue on into the city and keep searching for our guy.
Yeah. As you guys enter El Truel, you find that it's, even at this hour, you arrive roughly at, 5 or 6 p.m. And there's a lot of people bustling around. A lot of people are closing down shops. It seemed like as you walk through the center of town, there used to be some form of a farmer's market, but most of them have loaded up their wagons and are heading out. And you see kind of off in the distance a giant set of taller buildings, and I mean taller being 3 stories. We're not in this skyscrapers, of course. And you can tell that these are likely kind of like the inn and the market district for that area. Many shopkeepers tend to have their house on top of their stores.
We will head that direction then.
All right. When you arrive, you can see one of them has there's a few different buildings. One of them you see Tully's Tavern, and there's this giant 2 mugs. Their symbol is 2 mugs clinking with foam splashing out of them. Across the way, you see what's the inn called?
The Comeback Inn.
Yes. You see the Comeback Inn. Then across from the inn, you see another store that's just called just as General Goods. So you're not sure if that's the name of the store or if that's just marketing what they carry. And then a bunch of other stores whose names I don't feel like making up.
Or maybe there's a man there named Goods who attained the rank of general.
I can't believe you found that out already. That's going to be the big twist.
Yes.
That's what I want to name my horse.
General Goods.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the big twist.
Okay, I know what I'm going to name him now.
I feel like every week the name is just going to change.
Might as well.
The name is a chameleon.
This week he will be known as the Big Twist.
Okay. So where would you guys like to head first?
Let's head to the inn and stablery and try and find a place for the horses.
Okay. So yeah, as you approach the inn, you enter and a man is out sweeping the front step. He just kind of sees you approaching. It's like, good sirs, are you looking for a place to stay for the night? Rest your head, wet your tongue.
He sounds kind of
Crazy.
well, like
Twidget.
yeah, exactly. He wants our stuff, so I'll send Twidget to do the dealings.
I kind of wander over there. Oh, am I near the thing?
What's he doing? What's he doing?
I don't know. I'm getting closer to the mic.
He's got a wedgie.
I sat on the big twist all the way in. So, yeah.
Hi-oh.
It's hard to say. I kind of make my way over there and say, what's going on?
He's like, well, my name is Carl. I am the innkeeper here at Come Back Inn. Clever name, if I say so myself.
Slap.
It's not as good as Ales and Tails.
Oh gosh.
Yep, just let that one sink in.
Yep.
All right.
And he's just like, well, we here at Come Back In, we welcome men of every race, creed, color, and whatever else have you. You have some interesting friends back there with you.
Did you say men and men only?
Are you up here, Aaron?
It's Ales and Tails.
Yeah, I'm back with the group now, so.
Yeah. And he's just like, we have a stables that we can place your horses in at a small price of only 1 silver per night, in addition to the rooms. Would you be interested, good sir?
Are there other places here in town? I'm not sure this is up to our level of entertainment.
Well, there's a few other inns, if you don't mind sleeping with mice and cockroaches.
I can turn into a mouse or a cockroach.
How about you sweeten the deal for us? Any chance you could throw in a round of pints for us?
Clearly, sir, you have never run a business.
As a matter of fact, yes, we are.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we are. Would you like to try some jerky, good sir? And I grab this gooey gunk out of my pocket, and I'm like, huh?
Out of my pocket, I grab a flyer and a sample of ale.
And you put it right on top of the jerky in my hand, and it just sticks together.
It's like, well, tell you what, sir. So our normal going rate for a fine room is 3 silver a night, but presuming each of you want your own room, that would be 5 rooms. I can cut you 5 rooms for the price of 4.
What about stablery for our horses? And do you have a place where we can lock up a wagon?
Oh, well, for stablery, I'll cut you the same deal. 5 stalls for the price of 4. And as far as locking up your wagon, we have a barn that is quite lockable, if you will, but I'm afraid I'd have to pay you the full rate of 1 gold to use that for the night.
You got to pay us the full rate? We'll accept that.
I would have to charge you the full rate.
I'll barter and be like, well, how about this? You throw in an extra stable for a donkey, and I'll give you that gold. Because he only priced out the 5, and not 6.
Oh, true. It's like, I can do that, so it would be a total of 12 silver and an extra 4 silver. You can tell he's not like really good at counting. He's trying to count 12.
I'll tell him it'll be comes out to 15 silver.
And a gold for the barn.
That was already included.
No.
I thought you said he wasn't good at counting.
He's like, you can tell he's trying to reason this out.
Shit.
He can tell you are a man of false words.
I tell him, I was like, no, you are right. I'm not good at math either.
Yeah.
I'll point to one of the other guys, like, any of you guys, scholars?
I believe it would be 1 gold, 2 gold, and 6 silver. 2 gold, 6 silver?
How about we make it an even 2 gold and you got yourself a deal?
How about 2 gold and 5 silver?
How about 2 gold and I give you a few pints of ale to sell at your store?
May I sample this ale?
Yes, and I hand him a sample piece.
He kind of takes it and sniffs it, checks the coloring, takes a big swig, swishes it back.
Crap, he's a connoisseur.
Spits it. Let me make a quick check here for him.
Do you want me to make a brewery roll to see how good it is?
Yes.
A straight 20.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so, with proficiency.
Yep. Because you are proficient at brewing.
Would probably
Hey, not bad.
disadvantage since you
I'm haggling.
So I mean, you can tell as he's kind of looking at it that he knows ale. That's his thing. That's he knows that more than bartering and housing and stablery. He takes another swig and kind of nods and he goes, "Tell you what, good sir, I will accept your offer. 2 gold, and how about say a barrel of this ale?"
Deal.
You buy barrels?
I figured that was part of the
brew kit.
the starter kit is essentially how I'm
Yeah.
assuming this. If you can replace the barrel for me so I can keep brewing, by all means, I'm okay with that.
I'm sure I have an empty barrel in the inn.
I would much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels or bust.
So he kind of leads you guys. He stables the horses for you. Leads Captain Cupcake to the barn, which he lifts a thing, moves the man, and he's like, "Here's the key, good sir. When you'd like to lock it, do so as come and go as you will. But I will need the key before you leave in the morning. If you
Very well.
It's like, or if you wish to stay another night, that's more than fine. We can talk about extended prices come morning. I know not your plans."
We know not our plans either, so.
Is there maybe some way I could help you while you're here?
We are looking for a man called Leosin Erlanthar. He is a half elf.
Half elf, you say? There aren't a whole lot of half elves here.
He's a pointy ear like my friend, and I point to Galaneus.
Is tall, thin, brown-haired?
Not tall, dark, and handsome? Yeah.
I might know the name. I might know the man you seek. Is he a religious man? Do you know?
I do believe he is religious.
Like, well, there's
He is
a
a monk.
there is a local cleric, a man named Onthar Froom. I'm not sure if you know the name or not. But
I might. That's up to you.
But an elven man has been hanging out with him the last few days in the tavern. That maybe he's half elf. I don't know well enough myself. But he may be the man you're looking for. Do any of you recognize the name Orthan Froom?
I'm Order of the Gauntlet.
Your Order of the Gauntlet?
Yes.
In that case, you know the name Orthan Froom.
Very well, then I will tell him, like, I've heard the name before. I will go seek him out.
Okay. And he goes, well, would you guys like to stay for a drink, or do you have other business in town?
We must see to this business, but if we have some time, I will be sure to come and speak with you some more and tell you of our tales.
Okay. He's like, well, enjoy your day. I look forward to serving you further. And what would you guys like to do now that you are in Eltruel?
Continue the quest for studded leather.
I look for Thieves' Cant.
You look for how long do you wish to just walk around the town looking for Thieves' Cant?
Like an hour.
Okay. So Twitch's going to spend an hour looking for Thieves' Cant. What do the rest of you want to do? Galaneus, you're going to be looking for studded leather?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Vendetta if he would be able to post Ignatius to keep watch over the wagon for a little bit.
Sure, you can do that.
And then I will go find Untharfrum.
Okay. And so then Aranor and Vendetta, what would you like to do?
Is there a local tannery in this town?
On your way here, you would have passed Timothy's Tannery on your way.
Love
Okay.
the alliteration.
Yep. I'll head towards Timothy's tannery. I got a little work to do.
Okay.
I
Vendetta.
will look for studded leather as well.
Studded leather. Okay. So I'm just going to go in the order that you guys appear at the bottom of my screen. So Galaneus and Vendetta, the two of you, quite quickly find a armorsmith. And you enter, and he kind of looks up as there's a ding from his door. He's kind of like, welcome, welcome, good sirs, good sirs. What can I do for you this fine day?
We are looking for studded leather. Do you happen to have any?
Well, you good sirs have come to the right place. In all of the city, I have the finest armor and equipment that you could ever hope to find. He kind of like leads you to a side room, and you kind of see there's about 30 suits of armor. There's quite a bit of padded and some leather, a bit of hide, a couple chain shirts, and a couple full scale mails even, and a bunch of shields. And then he's like, but I believe what you were looking for is here, and kind of opens a door. And you see about 5 suits of studded leather armor.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
If you are interested, I'd be willing to sell any of these suits of armor to you for a mere 45 gold.
Sure, I'll take the darkest
Yeah.
set he's got, closest to black.
So you can find a set that he's kind of stained black. And he's like, here you go, good sir. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic fit. Keep away from swords. Don't let the pointy end get you. He kind of nudges you, and he's like, and how about you, good sir? Is there a certain color?
I will
or
take a
type?
green color.
A
darker green.
He grabs one that's kind of a dark greenish brown. And he's like, how does this look for you, good sir?
That will work just fine.
All right. So he gives the two of you your suits of armor. I presume you gladfully pay 45 gold. Or do you wish to do any bartering?
You said 45?
Yep. Which you're fairly aware is the going rate of the average studded leather. Is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with?
Nope. Show myself the door.
Okay. And Galaneus, is there anything else you'd like to ask of the man before you leave?
I believe that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. So then we'll go to... We'll actually wait to send you to Froome. Aranor, you were looking for a tannery, Tim's Tannery.
Yep.
Yep, so you just kind of backtrack and you find Tim's Tannery. Walking in, you see a guy kind of cleaning a thing of leather on the far edge. And he kind of turns around and as he hears the door open, he goes, "Good day, friend. Welcome to Tim's Tannery. Name's Philip. I'm the owner of the establishment. How can I help you?
In true RPG fashion, I will pick the investigate option. Who's Tim?
Tim, he be my father. Awful tanner, but a great name for a tannery. Phil's tannery doesn't sound as smooth off the tongue.
The worst accent ever.
This coming from Sean is funny.
Hey man, this accent is spot on for where this guy comes from.
Fair enough.
I don't know where he comes from, but he comes from where people talk like that.
Johannesburg, apparently.
Oh, I forgot when I walked in the door.
You die.
What can I do for you, friend?
Well, I've got a couple of nice hides outside that I'm looking to try and get worked up. Now, I'm no small talent with the oh geez, me the player doesn't know the name of a tanning apparatus, but we're just gonna call it tanning apparatus.
Just say the ladies.
The ladies.
I believe you mean a tanning bed.
And well, I basically want to confer with him. You know, how much leather do you think I can get out of these hides, and how many suits of studded leather armor I might be able to make. I'll also show him the drake teeth and kind of give him a little bit of the story of how I got it and whatnot. Kind of entertain him as well as asking professional questions.
So I mean, he kind of grins broadly, and if I remember right, you have about 5 drake skins.
Yeah, something 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
And he just goes, "Well, tell you what, good sir. I could have these done for you quite quickly. I have some custom methods of my own." His eye twinkles a little bit.
There's a Druidcraft again.
And he's just like, I could have these skins tanned overnight. And you know enough to know that it takes, generally a couple weeks to tan a hide.
My mouth drops. I would love to at least, not necessarily steal your secrets, but learn some of your talent.
And he gets a sly smile and he goes, "It's not necessarily my talent so much as a talent of a friend of mine. But it is...
It's Tim, isn't it?
But it's not cheap by any means."
Of course.
If you want the typical 3-week process, that's much easier, much cheaper. But I know not what your schedule allots.
How about this? I need to check in with another friend just to see how long we'll be in town. I assume he's open late enough where I can come back at some other point, Brian?
Yep, he's like, "Well, I live upstairs. Just give a hard knock at the door or a light stone to the window, and I'll come down."
The light stone. Okay. That's the key. Light stone.
Are you talking British stones, or?
You can tell he's not the kind that would take nicely to a broken window.
Probably not.
Yeah. So then,
Alright.
Twidget, you're looking for Thieves' Cant.
Yep.
Just walking around town, you see quite a few places written in Thieves' Cant. Messages that just say stuff along the lines of territory of the Welcomers. Or, a few that say, interested for hire, inquire upon Johan.
Johan. Okay. I'll inquire upon Johan at some location. The seedier, the better.
So you're talking like a seedy tavern, or what are you
Yeah, seedy taverns. Okay. It's a great place to start.
So, I mean, you kind of find a tavern where you hear ruckus inside, walking inside. The sign is very worn. You see LS and then an and sign and then TA, so you're not sure what it was called. And so walking in, you can tell that, it's very smoky. It smells like stale ale and sweat. Who would you like to approach?
The guy sitting in the corner, kind of off by himself, kind of in the dark.
Okay. So kind of the darkest corner, the loneliest guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you just go and sit down at his table, or how do you approach him?
I Actually, I'll buy a couple of beers and then I'll just sort of plop down in the chair, across from him and put a pint in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just start drinking mine and say, I'm new to the town. I'm looking for Johann, and kind of give him a knowingly nod.
Yeah. He just kind of looks at you, then with his finger, he dips his finger in the ale that you put in front of him, and then draws in Thieves' Cant on the table. Just what is your specialty? Kind of writes that out in the ale.
As we hear Eric in the background. Let's see. I guess I write back to him in the same manner that he chose to write. So in Thieves' Cant, I write. Man, I don't even know what to write. Mostly fighting, killing, the huge.
Pissing off bigger folk.
And then at the end, I do ... jerky.
He just
that word for jerky.
Yeah,
It's like Pig Latin. It's like Pig Latin.
He nods, and then just like very quietly he leans towards you and just says, "Be back here 3 in the morning."
I nod. I pound my drink. I nod and I walk off.
Okay. And so then we will jump to Aranor. Or sorry, not Aranor, Keithan.
Just before we do Keithan, can I jump in real quick?
Yep.
Because I want to report back to Keithan on this as well.
Okay. Well, the two of you would probably find each other as Keithan is trying to find Froome.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could easily run into him in the street.
Okay. I just wanted to talk to a smithy and ask if he's able to do some custom short sword work for me.
Silence means yes. Okay.
What were you asking Keithan that?
No. I was asking you to find the smithy. This is what I want to report back to Keithan on.
Okay.
He's searching a smithy for me.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So you could find a smithy, who said he could probably work something up for you, but he'd want to know, of course, are you looking for an entire sword? Do you have a handle and you need a blade made? Do you have a blade and need a handle?
It's more like I need a 5 short swords customized.
Yep.
That's something that could be done. Do you have any specific size that you need the swords made to?
Human size. Well, Gabe knows for his size with serrated edges.
Human sized with a serrated edge, not so much so that it cuts better, but so that it's rather difficult to extract. So think in the same vein as a harpoon or a well-crafted hunting arrow.
He just kind of looks at you and he's like, a morbid imagination you have, but I have some ideas. I'll tell you what, come back and see me in the morning. I'll draw some sketches up for you, and we'll see if they fit your desire.
Excellent. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah. Okay. And so then we'll jump to Keithan. We'll quickly play some stuff out here, and then we will call it a night, because we are at time. So, Keithan, you're looking for Onthar Froome. Is there any specific way you hope to find him, or are you just walking around the town? What is your goal?
I would assume since I know the name, I might know where he would possibly be hanging out, such as I believe he is a dwarf, so probably drinking.
Yep. So I mean, you are fairly. Ayo, shots fired. So yeah, knowing what you know and being part of the Order of the Gauntlet, you can pretty much figure out that Onthar would probably be at one of the fancier of the drinking establishments. He likes to pride himself on being greater than what people normally think he would be, as far as monetarily. And he kind of has a entourage that he keeps with him at most times. So after checking a few drinking establishments, you find one, and as you enter it, you see a few fairly strong, well-armed and armored men, kind of arm wrestling at one table. Most of the people are drinking. A few people are kind of practice dueling with wooden swords up on a stage. Then in one corner you see a fairly stocky dwarf wearing full plate mail with a hand symbol on the breastplate. And across from him you see just kind of like a very masculine, strong human in a fairly heated argument.
They're not the ones I'm looking for. No, I'll go up to the dwarf with the hand emblem.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of as you approach.
I pull out my kazoo and start doing that.
As you approach, he just kind of looks up, and he's before you can even say anything, he just goes, Keithan, I believe.
Yes, Umtha, my friend, brother, ally. How are you?
I am doing well. Leosin said you would be coming. He detailed you well enough so that I was able to recognize you upon first sight. Let's be honest, it would have been awkward if you weren't who I thought you were. And the people around him clearly start laughing, more out of obligation than hilarity.
I do have a beautiful face, and then he takes his arm and grabs a hold of his chin and does a pose. And then with the other hand, he pulls out the selfie stick.
Just don't ask him to turn left.
Yeah.
Onthar kind of laughs, and he's like, a statue of you will be made someday in that pose. I guarantee it.
I do not doubt it.
Yeah. And
I will be the prime funder, I am sure.
Well said, won't we all? What of your friends? I believe you travel with 4 or 5 others, is that so?
They have all died in this perilous journey, and
By no means.
What is this Oregon Trail?
What happened? Was it dysentery?
Dysentery and snake bite and tigers and bears and oh my, it was terrible.
Yes.
Typhoid fever.
Unfortunately, they did not die, and they're out and about of the city, and I'm sure they will be joining us at some point if they can find it.
Okay. Well,
they're not really a fine drinking kind of group.
Okay. He looked at the man he had been arguing with and just kind of waves him off, and he goes, I have some important business to be about this night. Mayhaps would you and your friends welcome me at lunch tomorrow? At this establishment, I would be happy to pay, of course.
I'm sure my compatriots will definitely say yes to that.
All right.
They never pass up a free meal.
Men after my own heart. Men after my own heart. Yeah. And so, the two of you can kind of just chat for a while up until when the bulky man returns, at which point he's like, I'm afraid I'm going to have to excuse myself. I have some business to take care of. He kind of walks off into a private room at the end of the tavern.
I will tell him as he leaves, if you need my assistance with anything, by all means, just let me know.
He kind of winks and he's like, well, of course, and I look forward to lunch.
Very well.
And at that point, I will call it a night. We will pick up tomorrow. Game time, not real time.